Sports contests without officials. That's a situation that does not seem so far-fetched right now in the Piaa.
And while more games are being scheduled, the amount of officials is dropping. Andrew Callista joins us now with more about the problems the organization is facing in trying to increase the number of referees.
Jackie, while the current state of officiating is solid in the Piaa, the clock's ticking to recruit more officials to keep pace with expanding prep game opportunities. Schools have already been forced to cancel some contests in certain sports due to not being able to schedule the officials. Before you respond, good, they all stink anyway, check yourself. Because let's be honest, you probably wouldn't be any better wearing the stripes yourself, and it comes with little surprise that fans' bad behavior is a major factor when it comes to the declining numbers, according to official leaders.
Yeah, you want me to tell you what the reason is? The abuse and the unsportsmanlike behavior that's inflicted upon officials from parents and coaches and even players to some extent has just gotten it's grown dramatically.
Verbal abuse, post-game harassment, spitting, those are just a few of the documented incidents from players, coaches, and fans, helping to drive the number of registered officials in the state from 18,000 a decade ago to under 16,500 currently, all while there are more games to be administered, and it's becoming a problem, according to the Piaa.
I hate to use the word dire, but it could be considered dire in some respects when games have to be postponed or maybe even canceled. That's never good.
There are nearly 450 statewide chapters of officials, and another problem they are facing is age. In an effort to attract more officials, the Piaa has moved to testing online year-round.
High 60 to 70% of our guys are, probably be getting out in a few years. So very few younger kids coming in to take the exam. It was a lot of older guys.
And while age can be seen as a negative, Gephardt finds the positive.
And I don't look at a 50 or 55-year-old or a 60-year-old person officiating a basketball game in the afternoon as a negative. I look at it as a positive. Every chapter we have should have a mentor program in place where when a new official comes into the fold, they're automatically assigned to a more seasoned veteran.
According to studies conducted by the National Federation of State High School Associations, only 2 out of 10 officials will go past year 3 officiating. Abuse is one reason, but there are other factors as well.
I think that, you have a lot of guys telling you different things. It's kind of, sometimes it can get discouraging where you kind of don't know what to do. You have one guy telling you one thing, one guy telling you another thing.
As an official myself, I could tell you it's a profession of baptism by fire, and you have to try and mesh everything into your own style. And it could be tough for a young official to stand out in a crowd.
Talking to those varsity officials, the assigners, there's so many assigners for youth league games, CYO games, church league, men's league. If you stay current with those guys and they have those youth games, they're thinking of you.
Now 5 years into officiating and currently on the varsity level, Petrie says it was all worth it and encourages more young adults to join the ranks.
When you get in that gym, you get that big Friday night game, crowd's going crazy, that place is bumping, and you got a front row seat. You got the best seat in the house.
In District 3, sports such as football, basketball, they do have enough officials to cover the current slate of games. Other sports, though, such as soccer and lacrosse, they're facing a shortage right now and even had to reschedule a few contests last season because not enough officials were available for the games, guys.
So there's a shortage. Anything the current officials can do to try and bring more folks in the door?
I think one thing that all officials could do is they got to be a little thicker skinned for some of the verbal abuse that they take at games, and also they got to do a better job reaching out to some of these young athletes after they graduate to say, hey, we need you because you're the future of the sport as well.
Get them to give back a bit.
Exactly.
All right. Thank you, Andrew.
Thanks, Andrew. President Trump signing a new defense spending bill.